This is Shel Spivey coming to you from La Entrada, Ecuador. I want to take a few minutes today to basically look back 2 years ago. It was October of 2016 when we started really earnest work on the church and then walked through the colorization of the village in the early days. So I'm going to quickly go through some photos of the way the village looked in 2016. This is in the courtyard area, and you can see it's pretty glib, and we're getting ready to take a look at all sides of the courtyard. They'll go around here to the left, and you can see there's a little color here in the village, but not much. This is the center road going through the village that takes you right down to the church. As you can see, there are scattered homes that have some paint on them, but mostly not at all. The one here on your left was actually demolished and a new home sits there. But I just want you to take note of all the buildings and the lack of color and the prominence of all this cinder block that was exposed cinder block, which is pretty typical here in these smaller villages in Ecuador. Our commitment was that we knew we were going to paint all of these homes on all sides, and we're getting very close to that. But I'm going to show you what the village looked like again a couple of years ago. You can see I was giving a guided tour here, and there is some audible here, but I'm going through this very rapidly. Now as you look directly in front, you can see the church over there, and it's the frameworks on the church is pretty much erected, but it had a long way to go in October of 2016. So we'll step through here and look around the courtyard here, which was all torn up then. It looks much better now, and the church, even in its bare kind of state that it was at that time, you can see the potential. What we had to do was raise money with our first crowdfunding account to put glass at front of the church, because our ultimate goal was to have beautiful weddings here. And we have had that, and we'll review some of that a little bit later on. But we raised the money for the glass, and the church is complete now. And then but we immediately started working our way to painting the village. So considering that's what things looked like 2 years ago, then we'll flash forward to October, and it's really the end of September, but just about 2 years on this project. You'll see how dramatic the progress is. I'm here, I think it's too slow for me, but then I get back and I look at some of this video from 2 years ago, and it's obvious how far we've come. This is a church as it appears today. Obviously, it's beautiful. We're having many destination weddings here, and we haven't really even advertised the church. Just word of mouth, we're having weddings all the time, and expect that to be a boom for the village. Well, I just wanted to go over this little look back before we progress on, and I'll show you several updates in the next few days very frequently until I catch you up completely, because right now we have artists in the village, even as I speak, that are painting another hopefully 20 to 25 more murals, and I'll be sharing that with you as we go through the week. As I conclude this fundraising video update, I want to encourage you, if possible, to consider making a donation to their project. I know some of y'all have been very generous in the past, but we are actually, I think, in the home stretch. Maybe we're 2 or 3 months out. I always miss my dates, but we are in desperate need of funding, because our funds have just about run dry in the bringing all these artisans into the village. Although they're doing it on a volunteer basis, we're having to feed and house these wonderful artists. We're also having to buy paint, and we are buying the best paint, so hopefully these murals will last many years into the future. So again, thank you very much, and God bless.